Alright guys, welcome back. It's time to start another video. I'm working on taking off this throttle body off my stock intake manifold because the one that I switched onto it just has like a randomly high idle and it's absolutely no good. So I think it's just dirty or not functioning right. But right now I'm going to go ahead and pull this one off the old stock manifold. We just pulled the bolts out right now and just switch it out because the other one's acting kind of crazy. We're gonna go stick that on the other car right now and make sure the idle comes down because it's targeting like 650, 700 and it's idling like at 1,000, which is absolutely horrible. Anyway, so I'm about to fire it up right now and see if the idle comes back down to where it's supposed to be. Hopefully it does. It idles a little bit high anyway when you're first starting the car because, you know, cold start and all that, but let's see. Okay, so that's not super high. That's 14, 13. I think that's pretty close to target. I could probably open the tune file and see, but it should, as it gets over 100, be dropping close to 1,000. So as long as it keeps dropping, then I know we're good. And by the time we're warmed up, it should be like, you know, down here somewhere. Hopefully, I think the target's 650 or 700, something like that. Oh my goodness! It's the axle breaker himself, or am I the axle breaker because I was driving it? Dang. It's crazy, they probably can't even see down there, but it actually like broke the whole half shaft bracket. I didn't realize that yesterday. It chucked like bearings and everything came out of it.
So how would I get that out of there?
What?
The thing, because it's like wedged against the bolt.
I mean, you could start by taking the wheel off. I mean, call me crazy, but working on it from the top is not as ideal as from the side. You take the wheel off and I'll come give you some more advice in just a minute. Okay, so Alex got his axle and half shaft replaced. And I didn't get a chance to run this long enough to see if the high idle problem would come down. So I'm gonna back it into the parking lot and let's just sit for a while, get up to temperature, and just see if the idle comes down to like a normal spot. Okay, the Z sounds positive. It's been idling out here for about 15 minutes and I can barely hear it. So I'm assuming our target idle is really, really close. Let's check it out and see what it says on the dash. Ugh. Oh yeah, would you look at that? About 700. That's not bad at all. Okay, here we go, round two. Try to make like a base pull and see if we can get this thing dialed in without the axle braking this time. Also, say hi to Yari. He's over here working on the brakes, doing some 350, it's not 350Z, it's a G35, doing some G35 brakes. They all kind of seem the same after a while. They look very similar from the bottom, but this one's getting some cool Z1 parts with some upgraded brake lines, flushing his brake fluid and just some new rotors and pads. Really good place to start, especially when you get a new Z. It's pretty much the first thing I did. Well, Z or G, first thing I did on my car too, so. Pretty awesome. We'll switch out these back ones here too. He's gonna keep working on it while I get crack-lacking on this tune file. Okay, I made a couple pulls on this car, cleaned up the tune just a little bit, and I'm just letting it cool down for a minute, and then we're gonna make a final pull and just see what the final number is. But so far I think it's on about 12 pounds of boost. And feels pretty strong. Let's just see what it makes on this last pull and probably leave it right there. Yep, 407 and looks like about 345 foot-pounds of torque at about 12 pounds of boost. That's not too bad. Yeah, this isn't like the most expensive turbo kit or setup, and it's just a junkyard K24. decent sized injectors and some ethanol, and we're not really leaning on it with the timing or anything like that. It's fairly conservative. So as you can see, like instead of you know, the torque holding out a little bit more, we could probably make a little more of timing, but that's still a super good number for what we, you know, for what we're throwing at it. 12 whole pounds of boost. I wonder how Yari's doing on these brakes. Man, shiny. I love new brakes. Sorry if it's a little windy in here, guys. We got like 5 fans on because it's starting to get hot again here in Texas. Woo! This one's much uglier. Oh, you're almost done though. This is the last wheel.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yari's replacing the most rusted W brace we've ever seen. This car lived in Chicago like most of its life, so all the bolts are super rusted on. But this customer really likes his car. You can tell he's put a lot of nice new parts on it with the new brakes and lines, and he's just kind of going through and getting all the good stuff replaced. He got a new factory W brace, just straight from Nissan. You know, why not? Try to freshen up the whole car. Look at all this rust just falling off of it. It's actually crazy. Holy cow, it just fell down and folded itself in half. Man, this is gonna make me think twice about replacing these more often, because you kind of figure the metal's still intact, that all the rust is just surface level, but that is not surface rust. Yeah, we can try to throw it in there. We might have to just take that out to the dumpster. Look at, he's just folding it in half. Either Yari has superhuman strength, or that is a super rusted piece. Oh my gosh. Whew, now she's all clean slate. We just gotta open the new one and throw it back on. It's not like this is super heavy, but it is kind of long and awkward.
You gotta go.
Ooh, it's gonna stay now? Yeah. Ah, look at that. Oh yeah, because there's these little tabs. Luckily they didn't rust all the way out, so it still kind of holds it. Look at this thing. Wow, this thing is super nice.
Do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso.
Oh boy, we got lots of stuff. Clutch stuff, clutch line, clutch master, flywheel, all kinds of goodies. Woo, it's gonna be a bit of work. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. We got a 2008, I believe, 350Z HR. Throwing a clutch in it really quick, but I just thought I'd show you guys because the car is like super nice.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Yeah. Why check Castro? Yeah, I need my ass. Why check Castro? Yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro? Yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro? Yeah, I need my money line. Watch out for those who surround you, need no funny kind. You can't see what's on my brain, I live it.
All right, we pulled the transmission down and we got all the new stuff ready to go. He selected an ACT type clutch and flywheel, single mass flywheel. I think it's pretty funny, but they still mention on the instructions, the technical instructions here that they give you. Let me show you. They mention that you know, sometimes it makes chattery noise, but like anybody that drives a Z knows that as soon as you get rid of a dual mass flywheel, you're pretty much having chattery noise. So this is not news to any of us. Well, we just completed that clutch. Sorry I didn't film the rest of it. We just needed to get the work done because my customer's on a deadline. So, but anyway, that actually worked out really well. It was the Jim Wolf Technologies slave, and that thing feels nice. Works good, and the ACT clutch feels nice too. It doesn't feel too hard or anything. I think that's a really good combo. I guess the only thing I have to test out is to see how much horsepower it can hold, but since he's going turbo, I guess we'll find out that as well. So not too bad, not too bad. Sometimes I look at the videos back and I think like that I don't like how dusty my engine bay looks, so I finally got somebody to come help me out. They brought their pressure washing truck over and they're making it all nice for me. Oh, look at that. It'll just, this would be like the dealership, like how they sell a car. They make it shiny and you're like, ooh, I gotta buy that. Oh, it's so funny. But in all reality, I really was just tired of all this dirt and stuff that
Stuff smells good.
had been kind of like all over the engine bay. So I didn't really mind getting it power washed off. That way when I film the next couple things on this car, I won't have dusty hands. Hopefully we'll only be getting turbo dust on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Lots of turbo dust. It's a horsepower container. When all your horsepower comes out of the motor, you don't want to let it escape, so you got to catch it in a catch can. It's a turbo horsepower container.
Bro, why did the fuck did I think of that shit? The wheel stuck.
The wheel's stuck. Oh.
We'll just push it.
We can't. It's gonna go the wrong way. Dang it! I didn't start work on this car, and I can't even push it in because somebody forgot to give me their key. Okay, so while I'm trying to find the key for Jose's Integra, I guess I should tell you what we're actually doing with it. You guys have probably seen it a few times on the channel. It's an old motor, like somebody built it a long time ago. It's got like maybe 8-to-1 compression, so it just takes a lot of boost to make a lot of power in that car. So on the eBay turbo, even maxed out, we were only making, you know, 25 pounds of boost or something, and it was only making 300 horsepower because it just needs more boost and more CFM. So in the meantime, he decided to get a precision turbo and a new turbo manifold to see if we can get this old doggy motor it's strong, it's just low compression, to run a little bit better. Yari's been over here unwrapping this while we were chatting, but we actually had to wait, about 8 weeks for this manifold, but it was super worth the wait. And this is such a premium quality product, it's actually really crazy. I've known the guys over at Speed Factory for probably, gosh, almost 10 years now or more. But I'm just like really happy, super worth the wait. And it just looks like amazing. They actually ported the insides and everything looks super clean, all back purged. High quality. We're putting that on his car right now and switching to a Precision 5858. Of course, I find the key right after Yari and everybody leaves and I have to push this thing in by myself. Whew. Got this thing in here, now it's time to start working on some stuff. All right, there you go. Man, that thing looks fantastic. Bolted to a nice precision turbo. This car's about to be a lot more fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, we stayed a little bit longer last night and we got this whole turbo bolted on. So today all I am left with is just the fabrication work. Turbo is mounted. I got to tighten up this oil line, but basically we got to mount the wastegate and build the downpipe, and that's about it. Problem number 1, boost clamp. Just use this kind. Don't use those little worm clamp things. They don't work. All right, let's fix this really quick. Okay, so looking over this log, we made maybe like 16 or 17 PSI at the very peak. And we just made 300 horsepower, right? On the eBay turbo, it took us 27 pounds falling to 25 to make 320 horsepower. So we're basically almost 10 pounds of boost less on a 58-58 precision making the same power. That is phenomenal. Also, this thing gets up to boost. It looks like at least similar or slightly before the eBay Turbo anyway. So that's crazy. Okay, we developed a little bit of a vacuum leak, but it's no big deal. We were still able to make 375 horsepower on that last pull, which is pretty good. We'll probably put a little bit more boost to it later, but for now we're just gonna leave it there. And kind of let him drive it around, see how it goes. Anyway, I hope y'all didn't mind this video. It's kind of all over the place and super random, but at least I got a video put together, so yeah. Hopefully I'll have some more good fun stuff coming on the Z pretty soon. And you never really know what we find, but I'll see you guys in the next video, so take it easy.